Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover 120 here, and I'm here with another back-to-back movie review for the same franchise. And this time, this review is actually going to be for the sequel to the movie I just reviewed several hours ago, and that was VHS 2. So basically, this the first one was about a gang of criminals breaking into a house to steal VHS tapes. In this movie, this one is about two private investigators who break into a missing student's house who they're trying to find, and they come across a collection of VHS tapes. Viewing the horrific contents of each cassette, they realize there may be dark motives behind the student's disappearance. Now, for those of you that probably do or do not know, I thought VHS 1 was just okay, really. The only really scary segment was Amateur Night, and 103198 was also a pretty good segment, but I just thought it was just. I thought it was kind of overhyped. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was still a decent movie, but I thought it was just a little too overhyped. Really, really. But however, the sequel I found way better than the first one. Yeah, like a grade better. This movie's segments are Tape 49, aka the frame narrative that connects most of the shorts and connects the whole movie. Phase 1 Clinical Trials, A Ride in the Park, Safe Haven, and and the final segment of the tapes that gets watched anyways is Slumber Party Alien Abduction. So, I'm not going to explain what all the segments are about. Phase 1 Clinical Trials is about this man. Sorry, guys. Who is experiencing some issues with himself after a visit with the doctors, and how everything that happens after his visit is going to be recorded. A Ride in the Park is about kind of a zombie outbreak in the park involving a biker who, who comes across a bitten victim, and pretty much everything goes to hell there. Safe Haven is about a news crew that goes to interview an Indonesian cult, report what goes on there, only to realize it's not as easy as it seems. And Slumber Party Alien Abduction is about this group of kids who have a slumber party. Hold on. Yeah, slumber party. And of course, are attacked by aliens who they have to try to escape from. So, yeah, personally, while the first one only had one really scary segment, this one I thought had pretty much any of them were scary. Except for, well, maybe Ride in the Park. Maybe Ride in the Park was probably the only boring one, and also, this movie was way shorter this time around. Like, that was my problem with the first one. It felt kind of too long. Like, first one's kind of nearly 2 hours. This one's like only about 96 minutes long, which is kind of what a normal horror movie should kind of run like. And thankfully the characters are way less obnoxious this time around. There's still some immature ones, but they're not nearly as immature as the ones in the first film, and they're a little more likable this time around. And the sexual stuff is not all gratuitous like in the first film. Thankfully, I mean there's still sexual things in it, but thankfully it's toned down like a little bit, because that's kind of an annoying cliche in horror films is the sexual stuff. I mean, it was like scary, and it's not very many films can not very many found footage films, like I've said before, ever really scare you that much. And you hear like the gimmick really works with these movies. We send another really scary thing. If I had to pick the scariest segments, it would be in chronological order. I'd rank for the scariest Safe Haven, with the Indonesian cult being the number one scariest segment. Slumber Party Alien Abduction being the second scariest. Phase 1 Clinical Trials. And I think the most boring would probably have to be A Ride in the Park. I think The Ride in the Park's the only one I don't like. that one just felt way too goofy and comedic and stuff. And so yeah, and another thing is, I'm not really terrified of aliens. Like War of the Worlds doesn't terrify me. Even the Xenomorphs don't really terrify me that much. But the aliens in this movie, oh boy, these guys, they're called the Greys, and they always appear on camera during the alien segments. And whenever they do appear, they go, "Rah!" Like they sound like demons. Those things do not sound like aliens, and that just makes them honestly more terrifying than your typical alien creature. So yeah, that's what I'm really glad happened. So, all in all, would I recommend this film? Well, if you've liked the first one, you'll like it, but if you didn't like the first one, it's your opinion, I guess, but it's much more fun and entertaining to watch than the first one, my opinion. And it's what the first movie should have been to me. And the first one should have actually been the sequel, which would have been better. In my opinion, anyways. But all in all, how would I rank VHS 2? Well, I gave the first one a 6 out of 10. I would give VHS 2 a 7 out of 10. So yeah, much more entertaining movie than the first one. Has more intensity, more build-up, and is more creative. Isn't afraid to take risks either. So that's why I like it better. And of course, there was also a third one, which actually is a complete insult to the first two guys. I would avoid VHS viral like the plague, and I will try to review it just for you guys. But all in all, I give VHS 2 a 7 out of 10. And that'll be it for this review, guys. Thank you all for watching, and if you like this and want to see more, then don't forget to like and subscribe to Movie Lover 120.